Hi, this is Stefan again, and this is a very personal note. And I've hesitated for many years to show this part of me, at least here in LinkedIn, or at least in the business world, because part of me is embarrassed, part of me is afraid of judgment by my fellow peers, so fellow managers from my old times as a CEO in the automotive supply industry. And yet, I realize more and more that the other qualities I have, and there might be somebody who will call me a wimp, but that these qualities are needed to make the changes in the world that are necessary. So, yes, I will say that I do cry. I'm a man, and I had thought of myself as being very tough. And if you head up a automotive supply business, not too big in size, a couple of companies, around 100 million in sales. And in my position, there was pressure from the shareholder who was never happy with the results. Not before I got there, not while I was there, and not afterwards. The employees who were never happy. And of course, the customers, the big automotive OEMs, the Volkswagen Group, Daimler, BMW, some business with Fiat, Porsche, Audi, most of the big German OEMs, some American OEMs, they were never happy with the performance of the business. And apparently it didn't do much to me. I was tough. I've thought of myself as being tough. Now I know that on more subtle levels, it really got me and it stressed me, and um, my body surrendered 2 times. 2 times I had a physical breakdown, and today I realize how vulnerable I am. But I don't believe it's limited to me. I believe every human being is vulnerable. If we're being criticized, it hurts us on an emotional and energetic level. Now we can pretend that it doesn't, so we uplift ourselves, and then we say, well, the person criticizing is not qualified or whatever. However, on a more subtle level, it hurts us. And I said I cry. So if I watch the news and I tune in with the families in Ukraine, that from one day to the next, their lives have changed, very similar to many families in Africa. Or every woman that gets raped and every child that gets taken away from its family. I'll watch that, I feel it, and I start crying. On the streets in Italy and in Germany where I live, when I see transportations, trucks carrying pigs or cows that are just being put in there as if they were goods, and you look into their eyes and you see their fear and their suffering, I cry. And no, I don't think I'm a wimp. I have realized in the last few years that that was born into what I call the Jesus consciousness. No, I'm not saying I'm Jesus. I'm just saying I was born in that consciousness, with the awareness that I could feel any other being. I could feel the other beings as if I was them. And so I know that everything is connected, something that has become very popular to say, but very few people still have that experience. And when you have that level of sensitivity, that there are many people out there who have it, and I believe not many of them or not all of them already know that this is a great strength. Because in the world of business, sensitivity and empathy, compassion, are not being incentivized very much. I'm not saying they're being penalized, but they're not being incentivized. They're more looking for tough people. It's still a very male-dominated world, the world of business and the world of politics. That's why I'm coming back to the professional world. We've been doing classes very, very successful in the social media world, in the world of Facebooks and Instagram. But I really like to reach out and support the development of actual leaders or of future leaders. That we become aware of our huge human potential. It's so much bigger than what most people use. And there are subtle competencies, the possibilities to feel so much more, the competency to connect to the world of energy. And this is not esoteric. This is pure physics. Everything has energy. Right? There's no doubt about it. Material stuff, like my hands, and you can even feel the energy between your hands already here. And so we can go from material into the more subtle world, and where humans can go, then we can feel it. And in the same way, we can actually connect to the world of energy where there's no form, what we commonly call the future. It is not future, it's just energy that has not taken any form. Or we can connect to it and understand what form is about to come. And more importantly, we can even shape it. We can co-create. That is the human potential. It's not good in the wrong hands. So to me, it's very important that before anybody connects to the quantum field, the person is also connected to their heart. And the heart is not just a physical heart. We've got an energy center here. And there's a lot of research that shows that intuition is not something vague. Intuition is a physical competency because we have cells in our heart that are very similar and actually more capable than the cells in our brain. And without getting into much detail, we can learn to think from our heart. We can learn to watch the world from our heart and connect to it. And that is important, that we do that before we start to shape the future. Because if we shape the future for egocentric, selfish motives, we see more of what we have already. So maybe some of my old folks are going to laugh at me now, and that's fine. He's gone nuts. Okay. Those that were close to me, probably not too surprised. And I know there will be many other people, mainly women, but I hope that there will be more and more men that realize we men have emotions. We are sensitive. So what I was born with, everybody has that capability. Not everybody has the sensitivity developed. We can develop it. We can develop the connection to the quantum field. In order to do so, we need to become aware of karma, of trauma, of things that happened in our life. Most of the times we're not conscious of it, that limited our access to the subtle world. There's good reasons why we don't have access to the subtle world. And the more we're open to feel what there is to feel, so stop forbidding emotions. There is no rational world. There is no rational only world. Everybody who thinks he's taking decisions rationally is wrong. Everybody every human person is influenced by his or her emotions, consciously and most of the time unconsciously. And this living in the in the rational world, in the left-brained world, trying to understand the world from there, we all see where this has taken us. We're having wars where people really think, because they're right, they can kill. And scientists have shown that humans cannot see reality with more than 5%, most likely 1% probability. So we don't know reality. The minute I know that, I know I cannot fight anybody just because he or she has a different opinion. And if I'm also connected to my heart, I know that killing any other being is not an option. It's like I'm killing myself. So yes, I like to have an impact and I like to support what I call new leaders, people that have an interest to learn, to connect to themselves first, to connect to their more subtle qualities, connect to their hearts, and eventually like to learn to run the responsibility they have, the job, connected to the quantum field, connected to the future as it is evolving. And we're running a series of free workshops. So if you're interested in what I just shared here, then please see any of my posts, click on the link. It's going to take you to a page where you can sign up for those 3-day workshops, beta workshops we're running in LinkedIn. And have a new experience. Expand your awareness, expand your consciousness. I promise if you sign up and you come to those workshops, you're going to have a new experience. No matter how advanced you are, how much you have done already, most likely you're going to have a new experience. In the meantime, thank you very much for your attention, no matter if you agree or not, for your time, and hope to see you soon.